Virgin Bantams fan?
Well, most definitely right now, from a forfeit the law of God Almighty, you deserve crucifixion. Most definitely. The Bible, I live by the concept of the Bible, which is the righteousness of every human being. And the Bible stated that man should multiply. The multiplication is done by a male and a female.
That's absolute crap, and you know it. You two go and set up, and we'll see what Katie's doing, because this has all gone completely mad.
Hello. Freeze frame on the devil horns. Shabba Ranks threw him up right as he started talking about the Bible. Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Faith, and today I want to talk about what I really believe happened when Shabba Ranks came out against the gay agenda, and his career was then, basically over in America. They ran him out because he was anti-gay. But I think all Shabba was doing was basically setting it up for, the gay agenda to show its power in how they could ruin the career of someone, who was huge, who had just won 2 Grammy Awards 2 years in a row. Now, let's talk about Shabba and what we usually know about him. Shabba came out in the late 80s, dance hall reggae artist, blew up out of nowhere, really promoted as a man, very masculine type man, very masculine. Mr. Loverman was his first big song. So he was promoted very much as, a masculine lover of women. And so it made it very believable when he came out against the gay agenda. And it made it believable. I remember being surprised. But looking back now, thinking about him and thinking about what happened back then, I wanted to go and take a closer look at Shabba. And I was really shocked to discover how many images there were of him throwing up Freemason, Illuminati hand signs. And it was shocking. In almost every picture I could find of him, he's making some sort of gesture. He's making the devil horns. He's crossing his fingers and, in very Illuminati ways. He's just obviously a Freemason. He is a member of a secret society. So there's no getting around it. He's got the Freemason black and white tile symbology in his very first video. This is from the Mr. Loverman video. This right here, he's making the finger, the pyramidal hand sign with his fingers. Here he is with Donald Trump, birds of a feather. Donald Trump holding hands with Shabba Ranks, and over here that's Super Cat, and I don't know who that is, if that's Donald Trump's ex-husband, wife. All of Donald Trump's wives have been men. I think everyone knows that by now. So yeah, Donald Trump. They're all in on it together. They were all in on it together from the very beginning. And yeah, this picture really kind of drives that point home. He's sitting in a claw-footed chair in front of the wall. They're always going to be, when you're a Freemason, you're always going to find photos of them in front of brick walls. But all of this, it's just really creepy looking, and that's the Baphomet. And so those are the hand signs that Shabba makes. And this is the god they worship. This is who Freemasons worship. They worship the Baphomet. And look at that. Look at that. So you can see the feet on the chair, the feet on their goat god, Baphomet, their goat god. It has a penis and boobs. That's what they worship. Shabba Ranks is a liar who lied to the masses to set up an agenda to help usher in the New World Order. And that's that. So, believe me or not, I'm speaking from the heart. Shabba Ranks is trying to tell us something in just about every picture you see of him. He's trying to tell you something. He's saying, I'm a Freemason. I'm an Illuminati. You're a fool for believing in me, for thinking that I'm a man of the people. And is he a man? Sometimes I'm not so sure. I mean, he's not the most attractive person, and he does come across as very masculine most of the time. But when you really look at Shabba, sometimes you wonder, you know, when you see certain pictures of him with a really straight up and down forehead and, you know, the complete lack of, you know, the normal male brow ridge, because he came off as so masculine when we first saw him with the big wide flaring nose and the big lips, and he just really seemed masculine. But when you look at him, he's really quite delicate. He's got pretty small feet, he's got small eyes, he's got a straight up and down forehead with tiny little ears, you know, tiny hands, and he's not as masculine as you think he is when you really take a look at him. To be honest with you, sometimes he reminds me of my older sister. Hopefully she'll never see this video, so she won't know that. But just complete lack of male facial features, despite how they pumped him up. They really can do a lot to a person's face. They've got the best, you know, cosmetic artists in Hollywood working on him to help him look masculine. But he always wore the loose, baggy clothes, and you could never really see. And many of the photos are Photoshop, but when you really look at Shabba, he's got small eyes, small ears, straight, small forehead, small head, small everything, and he really could dance. And it always seems like the men are much better dancers than the women. And that ought to tell you something. But Shabba's never going to tell you the truth, because members of secret societies never tell. And when they do, they die. But Shabba, just looking at him, it's hard to really put your finger on where the old masculine Shabba went, because it looks like he's turning into a little old grandma. And here are a couple of his buddies. That's Beanie Man and Bounty Killer. For all you dancehall fans, you'll know who they are. Notice that Beanie Man's throwing up the devil horns, Bounty Killer throwing up the two-finger Baphomet fake peace sign that they love to throw up. That's what they do. Shabba throws it up in almost every picture you see of him. So here he is with his family, looking pretty femme. There's his wife. She's not the cutest, but you know, that's his wife. Okay. And there's the wife again, Michelle. Backwards, forwards, the mirror imagery, the one-eye symbolism, they're very much as above, so below. I do believe these people worship Satan. Yes, they do. And Shabba won last year. He won the Order of Distinction. That's a Jamaican Order of Merit, a medal for those who, you know, serve the country meritoriously. So he did a really good job helping to usher in the New World Order, the transgender agenda, the gay agenda. It started with the gay agenda, and then it became the transgender agenda. So he helped usher it in. Good job, Shabba. Kudos to you, right? You deserve an Order of Merit, Order of Distinction. Showing those two fingers. In every picture he has, he's got something going on. Even getting the Order of Distinction, I think he got it because he never fails to throw up the signs. Never seen it. Nothing like it. And here, this is where I'm ending it. This is the end of his ting-a-ling video. And at the end of the video, you know, the video is basically him ting-a-ling-a-ling, school bell ring. And It's a bunch of little kids being led, out from school and into the streets, and they're dancing and following Shabba, kind of like a Pied Piper, and then the school teacher comes out and takes her hair down and, starts dancing too. And at the very end of the video, it focuses on this person. I don't know if it's a woman or not. Focuses on this person who comes out carrying a baby, and this is where it breaks my heart every time. Carrying a baby in a blanket, holds up the baby, looks in the camera, crosses her fingers, and this is where we get into generational abuse. It's generational. They raise the children this way. They raise them to put them into the service of Satan. And I'm saying, honestly, they raise them, they invert their genders from birth, they raise them as the opposite sex, and then they put them out there to confuse the masses. It's generational, and there's no denying it. And so for those who watch this video and don't like what I said about Shabba, oh well, I really don't know what to tell you. I would say to you, read your Bible, because it's telling you the truth. And then I would say, open your eyes, your minds, and your hearts, and really take a closer look at what's going on in the world and what the people that we formerly idolized are really leading us into, and then realize that the only person who is worthy of worship, we know who it is. It's God the Father and God the Son.